Welcome to my Shadowdancer light builder review. I received Katana from Sordis, made with a $500 budget to review their new Shadowdancer light builder. This is a replacement I've received because the first one had issues with the Sageo, the Sukamaki end not polished, and being unsharp despite me having indicated I wanted it sharp. The Although the stud length is 71 centimeters Nagasa and roughly 26 centimeters for the Tsuka, there's a margin of error, so to speak. They've also said because this one, the replacement is shorter. It's 70 centimeters. The first one I received was 70.7 centimeters. The Tsuka is 72.2 centimeters long compared to 26.5 centimeters. This results in a different balance. My replacement has a balance of 10.22 centimeters measured from the habaki end, whereas the first one had a balance of 11.72 centimeters. Blade thickness and width and curvature are also different. This one is also different in weight as a result. To be precise, the replacement is 40 grams lighter. It's 1,007 grams. So for Iaido, unfortunately, I cannot recommend it, and for the following reasons. This is a Tushaku 35 Sun Iaido, and despite having roughly the same Nagasa, if I go by the standard length indicated on this side, the Nagasa is 70.5 centimeters. The Tsuka, however, is already shorter than their normal indicated length on the side. This one is 24.2 centimeters, roughly 8 sun. Now, if that were all, I could still say it's more or less fine. However, the kurigata is going to be a sore point. In both of the cases, the replacement as well as the first this katana I received, the kurigata is set at the same spacing, 90.9, not 90, 9.3, roughly 9.3 centimeters. So putting those together, you can see where my fingers are roughly, and you can see the difference. This will give trouble if your ideal length is Nishaku 35 Sun, or roughly 70.5 centimeters. When you're performing Nukitsuke, and this will become clear when I insert it into the obi. And you can see it's around here with the tsuba against the center line. So this one is longer, but I can still perform sayabiki correctly. Nodo is, of course, no problem as well, because they're both the opposite sides of the same coin. The Shadowdancer Light Katana, however, will be, well, with the shorter length, it still can still be used and handled correctly. But if it were the same length, 70.7 centimeters, 70.5-ish, sayabiki won't be possible at all. I've tried it before, so I'm fairly sure it won't be, I can't clear it, not with correct sayabiki. And without using the hips. So as you can see, sayabiki and noto is possible with the current katana I have because of the shorter blade length. It could cut paper, so I'm expecting it to perform well for tamesigiri. So what does all this mean? For EI, Shadowdancer is more than capable of building close to identical Yaito slash sharp Japanese swords. With slightly different materials, I mean modern steels and a different type of wood for the tsuka and the saya, with almost identical weight and thickness. So with almost identical weight for the saya and thickness for the tsuka, with also just one mekugi. So obviously they have a good idea of what to do and still make it safe. I mean, I just swung it and it's not flying out. No sword rattle or almost none. Fairly solid closure without being too stiff. It doesn't quite glide on rails when you're performing, say, a Biki or Noto, but it's still more or less identical. Despite that, because of the margin of error for the blade length and the Tsuka, I cannot recommend the Shadowdancer Lite builder for that. Swords, however, as a side, has performed adequately and above um, expectations with handling a replacement for me. So, in short, with the current state of affairs being that Sardis absorbs the tariffs for both the US and Europe, they're going to be cheaper than ordering directly from Shadowdancer themselves or Humble Forge. But in this case, I'm just sticking with the thing. Anyway, for the site, what they have to offer, yes, they're slightly more expensive, but with the absorption of tariffs for both the US and Europe, they will most likely be cheaper than ordering directly from the sites themselves. So in that regard, yeah, it's a definite yes. The Shadowdancer Lite builder is more okay for enthusiasts who are less, how do you say that, who care a bit less about the proper length of the blade and Tsuka. For Yaruka, unfortunately, they'll have to look at the Shadowdancer Pro. But yeah, I don't have anything to say about that except that it exists. But I can't say anything about how well it will perform. So that would be all I have to say. I wish you all a good day, and if you want to read a written review, you can read it on Reddit. On the, I think my name is Revolver underscore Ocelot 80. And yeah, that would be all.